I'm gonna give you a warning right now. You have 10 seconds to close this video. I'm gonna swear more than an entire wharf full of sailors. That was your warning. I am so bitterly pissed off and frustrated right now that I am probably 10 seconds away from a fucking aneurysm and my head is gonna fucking explode. And the only thing that would make me happy in that process is if my head would explode all over the people that I fucking hate, scatter my skull fragments into their eyes and kill them as well. That's how fucking pissed off and fed up with every single fucking thing in my life I am right now. So you know what? This is a good time to talk about the one person that I hate. There's plenty of people that frustrate me. There's plenty of people that make me angry. There's only one person that I actually hate. This is the story of that person. And the only reason I'm sharing it is because, quite frankly, I don't even give a fuck if I die right now. For the first time in my life, I would not give a fuck if I had a heart attack and my whole goddamn head exploded and I fucking died. At that point, I'd finally have some fucking peace in my life. So that'd be great. But before I do, I'm going to make one thing clear. God actually does answer prayers. And this is a story of the time he answered a prayer for me. I was in Moonglow for a couple of years. It's a good shell. A lot of good people in there. I wish I still had contact with them. And this might surprise you, Ulysses, because you knew this person. Don't know if you ever knew this about him. We had a lot of good white mages in that link shell. Knew what they were doing. They were good people too. I don't want to use the name of the victim. So that was Mrs. Doubtfire, Monty. Okay. That was not her name in real life. That was not her name in game. But I'm going to call her Monty because I will not name the victim in this case. I will, however, name the aggressor because fuck him. Been in this shell for years. Got to know plenty of people. Typically, though, as a paladin, you get to know your white mages and your red mages more than anyone else, because you have a direct gameplay correlation and affiliation with them. You know, I used to heal our red mages all the time because, you know, they got to be hasting, they got to be refreshing, they got to be debuffing, they got to be doing all this other stuff. They don't have time to heal themselves. It gets in the way of everything else they got to do. The only time they have to heal themselves is after they convert. But I would always heal the red mages, man. Be popping cure 3s on them. I'll never forget this moment. It was on the 4th pull, Dynamis Bustine. Toward the beginning still. And somehow I managed to, you know, be tanking mobs and talking to this person the whole time through Dynamis Bustine. She sends me a message. She says, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something. It's really important." I'm like, "Man, if it's so important, you gotta tell me in the middle of Dynamis. You must be hitting your breaking point right now." Much like how I'm kind of at my breaking point right now. Sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes you just gotta get it out. She tells me I have a problem and I don't know how to handle it. And you thing to bear in mind is this girl was only 15 years old. She didn't have a lot of life experiences yet, so, you know, I was an older, cooler dude that she trusted, and thank God for that. Literally, thank God. Get into that in a minute here. The beer's just now getting into my blood. I'm just now starting to calm down a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. I tell her, like, yo, you could tell me anything, you know I won't judge you. Trust me, I've done and experienced things that most people would never want to talk about, so I think that I have enough to be able to relate to someone's problems with. I couldn't relate to this because I had never encountered this situation before either, despite being much older than her. She tells me, there's this guy. He keeps sending me pictures of his dick over AOL Instant Messenger. And he's been sending me lewd sexual messages in game for over a year. And I'm just like, since he was 14? Who the hell is it? And she's like, I can't tell you who it is. And then I'm like, well, I don't know how to help you then if I don't know who it is. I mean, I'll blacklist him, block him on AIM, you know? Like don't talk to him no more, right? And then she tells me I can't. And I said, what do you mean you can't? You can't or won't? Like, what do you mean? She says, I can't blacklist someone that I have to heal all the time. And I'm like, is it one of our tanks? Who is it? Tell me who it is right now. And she says, it's Nekotomoyo. And immediately I'm like, I knew I hated that motherfucker the second I saw him for a reason. Like literally day one when I got into that link shell, as soon as I saw this guy tanking, I hated him. Before he even said a word, I hated him. Why? He'd never pull out his damn weapon. He never engaged anything. Meaning all he could do is shield block. He could never parry anything. You can only parry when you're actively engaged and facing a mob in that game. What kind of tank doesn't even parry? What is that garbage? So just on a gameplay level alone, I was like, this guy sucks. This guy's a moron. But he was the baby of the link shell. Everyone is always, oh, Nekotomoyo is the only one allowed to lot on this. He gets first lot on all the frickin' paladin equipment. That further irritated me. And then when I learned, hold up, he been messing with you this long? He knows how old you are. Everyone knows how old you are. He's 32. He been doing this since he was 14? Now, do you understand why I hate this motherfucker so much? Again, there's not a lot of people that I hate. There's plenty of people that I don't like. There's plenty of people that irritate me. I hate that motherfucker. He's in front of me right now. I'll punch him in the fucking head until he's unconscious. Then I'd be start chewing off his fucking fingers and spitting them into his face until his entire body is a paste, clotting up his throat. And then I start punching his head until the rest of it pastes to the ground. Fucking piece of shit. But, you know, I gave her just, you know, quite frankly, empty words of just meaningless platitudes of, you know, like, it'll be okay, you know, we'll find some way to fix this. And like, I didn't feel right even saying that, because it's like, what does that even mean? What are you gonna do? I didn't know what I was gonna do. She'd been dealing with this for years. So later that night, because we did dynamics early in the morning, it was bothering me all day. I go outside at nighttime and I just, you know, kind of superfluously, I'm looking up at the sky. You don't need to do that, but military fucked me up really hard. Like, really hard. I actually have kind of a, I don't know what to call it, a mental fuck up, where I have to know I can see the sky whenever I want, and sometimes I just have to look at the sky, otherwise I will go absolutely insane. I feel like a prisoner if I don't know I can just go look at the sky. Looking up at the stars and the moon. It's a nice clear night. I just start talking to God, man. Start praying to God, because I didn't know what else to do. And I was like, God, please do something about this situation. Please find some way to make this right, because there's nothing we can do. We can't appeal to the leaders of the link shell, because as far as they're concerned, Nekotomoyo is Mr. Goody Two Shoes, can do no wrong, baby of the link shell, gets first lot on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt as paralyzed as she did into inaction and helplessness. Just had to sit there and deal with it, you know. And that's not right for anyone to have to deal with, much less a fucking underage young girl, especially someone as sweet as she was. No surprise she was that polite and kind, caring, because that's how she wanted to be treated. But no one did. No one saw what she was dealing with, and she couldn't talk about it. So I prayed to God on her behalf. Just do something about this, you know. I believe God is a God of miracles still to this day. He ain't never sees those miracles, bro. In this situation, we needed a miracle. That very same week, going to Dragon's Area. And there's only 2 link shells there. Us and another European shell. Surprisingly, no Japanese players at all. And that was if you ever played Final Fantasy 11, you knew if a Japanese shell was there, you weren't going to get shit. The lack of latency they had, they were always going to get first claim. You were never getting anything if the Japanese were there. I live in Southern California, motherfucker. From where I live, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from here to Hawaii to Japan. Those guys in Europe, they had to go through way more telecommunication relays to get to Japan. They had way higher latency. So as soon as I see that black, purple, slightly gold, and blue dragon appearing amongst the damselflies, provoke, flash, run into a shield bash, you know, get 3 actions off on it. Boom, diddy, I got us a dragon claim in Dragon's Area. Let's go, hell yeah. That whole link shell starts tripping balls. It's all everyone talking all in caps. OMFG, no way, what the hell? Oh my god, is this for real? It's Nidhogg. It's not Fafnir. Unfortunately, everyone be tripping balls so hard. I went down, wasn't getting healed. And when I go down, everyone starts trying to pay attention more. The Nekotomoyo is the only tank that's there. He's the only one standing. And he didn't engage it. Didn't even engage fucking Nidhogg. And his lack of parrying at crucial moments, big surprise, resulted in him dying. Because he didn't know how to gear himself. He didn't know how to play that class. And he was probably, even at that time, sending lewd messages to someone instead of healing himself. So I get up, I got raised weakness, and I know that if I don't play perfectly right now, this other link shell's gonna claim this nid right from out under us, bro. I wasn't gonna allow that to happen. It's probably one of the most focused I've ever been in my life, is when I was tanking that thing, man. Even had to pop my Vial Elixir +3, which I always carried a Vial Elixir +3 on me. If I ever used one, first thing I did is go to Juno and buy another one. I never went anywhere without a Vial +3. So, we had awesome DPS. Our Samurais and Dark Knights, especially. Neo Yosho, Sindapple 1. You know, they was always calling out their TP, letting the red mages and black mages know when the skill chain was coming up, calling out what skill chain they were going to end up creating. They had macros for everything. Our DPS were so cool and so good in that shell, bro. So we took down Nidhogg easy peasy once everyone started focusing. It dropped everything. Every single thing on his drop table. I was actually really happy to see Breeze get the Hecatome piece. Even though I had my qualms with the way Breeze led things, because again, she was one of the main people who always let Nekotomoyo lot on everything instead of any other tank. But she was always very active. She you know, being a leader sucks. You know, you have to make hard decisions, and she was able to actually make those decisions, so I can't talk too much crap about Breeze. You know, she did her job as well as she could, and I was happy to see her get the Hecatome piece from that. I think Mordelian got the Dalmatica abjuration. And then Nekotomoyo's like, oh boy, there's my Koenig body abjuration. And I about puked so hard I would have broken my TV screen, because I was a PS2 player, and I was about to projectile vomit all over the place. It's just like, there's no justice in the world, bro. This dickbag, this piece of shit, this douchebag, this motherfucker, seriously, he's gonna get so lot on a Koenig cuirass after he managed to tank it for 2 minutes because he couldn't fucking do his job properly. I was about ready to quit the whole game at that point. Couldn't take it no more. Then the Link Shell leader's just like, well, actually, Val can lot on it too. Nekotomoyo rolled a 4. I rolled a 427. I have dyscalculia. That's dyslexia, but with numbers. I can't even remember my own phone number. I can remember those numbers, though, because those are the numbers of justice. We spend a good long while after that. You know, everyone goes and gets their cursed pieces off the auction house, and there's no cursed cuirasses on the market. I felt really supported because about 10 other people are just like, bro, I'm gonna go look through Battalion Downs. We're gonna check every single bazaar in this game. We're gonna shout in every single zone and to find a crafter who can make a cursed cuirass for you. After an hour, we didn't turn up nothing. But then someone was like, hey, Nekotomoyo, you have a cursed cuirass in your bazaar, don't you? For 99 million gil that you've been holding on to for like a year, huh? What coincidental timing. What serendipitousness, right? Around the time he started harassing Monty with his fucking bullshit, it's around the time he got that cursed cuirass. How about that, right? And the Link Shell leader told him, you have to sell that to Val so he can uncurse it. Nekotomoyo just says, no, it's mine. The Link Shell leader's just like, bro, we finally get a Koenig body in our Link Shell, and you're gonna stand in the way of it? If you don't sell it to Val, we're gonna kick you out of the shell, dude, because that's bullshit. You're gimping our shell and making us look bad at that point. So he's forced to sell it to me at a Link Shell discount for 700,000 gil. They were going for 1.7 at the time, so he lost 1 million gil. Ha! That's fuck you number 1, bitch. I'm aware I probably shouldn't be cussing so much while I'm talking about God, but you know what? I don't fucking care right now. And if you try to judge me for it, fuck you too. So a bunch of us all go to Sandoria. Everyone else already wouldn't uncurse their stuff, but there's a bunch of people that got on the airship to Sandoria from Juneau with me. Because I remember I bought it, Nekotomoyo had to trade it to me right in front of the Juneau marketplace up in Upper Juneau. We all get on the airship together, go out to Sandoria. I uncurse that thing. I come out to the main area of Sandoria. First time I put that thing on, man. First time I looked at that cursed cuirass, that Koenig body on me. All of a sudden, it meant a lot. Especially as the days went by. But man, as soon as I put that thing on, you know, everyone is doing the clap emote for me, telling me, dude, you look awesome in that thing. That thing looks good on you, bro. Neo Yosho tells me, no one deserves that more than you, Val. I'm glad you got it. And I know that ripped Nekotomoyo's freaking mind apart, flayed it. For about 2 weeks after that, He ain't talking much in Link Shell no more. And then unceremoniously, after about 2 weeks, he just leaves. He's gone. Because he couldn't stand the fact that he was looking at me wearing his Koenig body. He never bothered Monty again after that. And then she was finally able to blacklist him because she didn't have to heal him no more. Every time I looked at that Koenig body, I was just like, dude, God does answer prayers. Miracles do happen. Not only did he answer my prayer and make the situation right and spare this young girl these kind of atrocities that she should not have had to deal with, I got a Koenig body out of it. I was the 20th North American player to have a Koenig body. I had that thing before anyone did, man. So I was always really happy to see that thing. Even now, I'm playing 14. You know, the Roots armor, it looks exactly like the Koenig QRS. Just looking at that thing reminds me, God answered my prayer. He saved this little girl. He smoked the fucking shit out of this goddamn pedophile in the process, too. God's fucking awesome. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for listening to me cuss and scream, I guess.